Hello everybody.
Recording in
We are
progress.
live now for the webinar of the Pranic process online. And, as always, I'm very happy to be here with you. I'm wondering, how is everybody doing? How are you feeling today? What's the dynamics of your day so far? You can also type in the comments where you're watching from and where your country or city. I would love to know that. And I'm happy to be here with you. This is a webinar of the Pranic process online. Pranic process online is, as you know, an 8-day program that offers you tips and important advice and methods for energy upgrade, as well as meditations daily with our singing bowls, the Tibetan bowls that we use. And we talk today about how to follow your heart, how to be centered in your heart and always know what your heart wants and walk with the rhythm of your heart instead of judging things through the mind. That's the topic of today. And we're also today at the heart chakra singing bowl. So each day we had one singing bowl in our meditation. Today we have our heart chakra with the sound that opens the heart. So we're going to use this in the meditation towards the end of the webinar. Those of you who want to be with us until the end, you can type yes in the comments and we include you. There's an energy exchange involved. You have the link for the full program in bio. It's called Pranic Process Online. And if you're on Facebook, it's in the description of the video. So heart chakra stuff, heart versus mind, that's the topic of today. How many of you are interested in this? How many of you are resonating with the topic? I'm curious to know, as I have had this task or this, if you will, path for many millennia, I would say. Especially here on Earth, it can be challenging to always follow your heart. There's very strong mindsets and very strong programming that would lead you into not following your heart. If you were to listen to your mind, most people are programmed to take specific steps that have to do more with their mind and mindset than it has to do with their heart. So the more you deprogram yourself and you center in the core of your being, the more you can follow your heart. Otherwise, you're just gonna go with the programming that you've received from society, from your family, from your school maybe, and or from your friends, and sometimes from other lifetimes. So you're gonna go by default, your life's gonna go by default, and you're never gonna know exactly why you made the choices that you made and why you are in the place that you ended up being in. So living a conscious life, or living a life that is connected to the heart, is one of the first steps to freedom. The other steps are also, of course, included in this workshop, in this program, but today we walk the path of the heart and we talk about following your heart. There's also studies made by the research institute called HeartMath that are showing that once you follow your heart, once you center in your heart, there's more coherence in your cells, and there's therefore more health in your body. So they actually have this thing called heart-brain coherence, where they take you through step-by-step exercises to be able to center back into your heart and to be able to correlate your heart to the commands that your brain should execute. So in fact, It has been proven that your heart has neurons that are sending signals to the brain, and the brain is listening to the signals of the heart. The heart does not listen. The neurons in the heart do not follow the signals that the brain are sending to it. So it's the heart that rules your system eventually. And what we can do to have a healthy ruling system is to center more and more in that heart space and follow the codes of your heart. I've shared in our previous webinar the heart test, or the breath test I call it, that shows you the innate intelligence and the utmost knowing of your biology. So with the breath, you can test what's true and what's not true for you, what's beneficial and what's not beneficial, what's harmonious and what's disharmonious, and you can make all the choices from your heart once you use your breath test daily. And you can find the breath test in the webinar that we had in our previous workshop. If you want, you can just ask for it, or you can also find it on my YouTube at Christiana Eltrayan. That's where if you type breath test or the breath test, you can find how to do it. And the more you use it, the more you learn about centering in your heart and centering in the center of your being and how to follow that. There's so much mind programming, as I was saying, and one of my jobs in the world now is to help people deprogram themselves and to help them look through the lenses of their heart rather than through the programming of their minds. The way we do that is through life coaching and the soul healing therapy that I've been having since 2013, 2012, 2013. And the results of it are amazing, because once people are changing their beliefs and their programming, their whole life changes instantly, and the whole situations in their lives that aren't beneficial, like for example their health or their financial status or their job or family relationships and so on, are transforming radically with this form of therapy or this type of life coaching. So if you're needing help with that, just let me know in a private message or in your comments, and we can talk more about it. But back to the place where I was talking about the how to follow your heart. There are simple steps to do that. So when you're in a situation where you can't find a solution, or you are trapped into negative emotions, even that always they come from the mind, there's no negative emotions coming from the heart, except if there's been a heartbreak or there's been the soul shattering can generate negative emotions that come from the physical heart. But the heart chakra, it just has blockages. It doesn't have specific negative emotions. So when you do a heart chakra clearing, a heart chakra healing, and we have specific meditation for that, you can actually upgrade the state of your heart. You can upgrade the amount of energy that your heart is able to encompass and transmit, and you can actually basically increase the amount of love that you give and receive. So the first step would be the healing of your heart chakra, the healing of the trauma that has been related to your heart, healing of any programming or any imprints that you might have from other lifetimes, from past experiences, what we call past, but they're actually all in the now. The experiences that might have hurt your heart or might have caused your heart to shut off. These are the first steps to heal these aspects of your heart that are shut down and closed off. Next step would be, as I said, the willing and the intention of centering in the heart. You can't make it if you don't decide to. So decision is the first step. To consciously decide to stay centered in your heart, to go back to your heart, and to follow your heart is a very important step. Um, and you and then the actual action to get back into your heart, which is either through your breath, through focusing your breath into your heart, or there are many people who place their hands on their heart or the heart chakra when they want to center back there, or even when you don't know that you want to center back there, but for example, when you get startled or you're scared about something, you do this. Or when you to go back to your center, right? Because when you're scared, your energy goes like this, and you want to turn it back into the center. When there's a strong emotion of joy, again, we put our hands on our heart. Intuitively, we know that this is the seat of joy, and we either want to increase or try to, control that feeling. Therefore, we place our hands on our chest. When we feel compassion or love for a person or for something that has happened, we place our hands on our heart, because we feel that there's a vibration, there's a feeling generating from there, and we want to amplify it or to get in touch with it. So we place our hands on our heart to increase that feeling, or to, radiate that feeling into the world. So there's many instances when naturally, without even knowing what our intention is, we naturally place our hands on our hearts. Now we can do this together, just to feel the energy that results when we willingly center in our heart. So let's try this for a moment and see how it feels when you just place your hands on your heart. And then you can also focus with your breath into your heart. So you can do the practice of breathing through the center of your chest, as if in the center of your chest you had a nose, and as if you are breathing through here instead of here, right? So placing your attention with your breath in the center of your heart generates an energy there, and you can actually generate waves. When you inhale, waves of energy coming in, and when you exhale, energy coming out of your heart. And that's a way also to clear your heart or to amplify the energy there. So following your breath and placing your intention here is, again, a very important step. And the fourth important step would be to realize and remember that you are connected to source, and you can imagine like a connection cable that comes all the way down from the heart of the universe, the heart of God, or the heart of the central sun, comes down to the top of your head and down into your heart, and constantly fuels your heart with energy or with love. So when you breathe, your breath brings more of that energy, more of that love into your heart. So that's the fourth step. Very simple 4 steps that help you center back into your heart. And you can practice them as we speak, so that you realize that heart connection, and so that you plug in to the love of the universe, to the center of the universe that is the ultimate generator of love, and we are all fueled from there. So once we do this practice daily, or in any moment that you need it, actually, when you need an answer, when you need to center yourself, when you need to calm down, when you need to make a decision, when you need to heal negative emotion that has come in your system, you can do these steps of centering your heart, and then your whole mood would change. The fifth step would be to also generate love, consciously generate love from there. So once you have cleared your mind, you've placed your hand on your chest to bring more energy there, you started breathing through the heart area as if you had a nose, you started connecting to source energy to bring more energy in your heart chakra. Those 4 steps are really crucial. The 5th one is to bring the energy from the cosmos or from the heart of the central sun into your heart with the inhale, filling it up, and then with the exhale, radiating out, imagining yourself as a generator or a radiator or a sun in the center of your heart that radiates this energy all the way around you. And if you have an issue, or a problem or something you need to resolve. That's an exercise I've learned from Pascal Martelli, a colleague of mine, a breatharian colleague of mine. You can center your attention into your heart and then point that energy, radiate or emanate that energy into the problem that you want to solve. So imagining the problem in front of you or in the palm of your hand, and with your heart you can generate love into this problem to really energize it with the energy of love, with the energy of acceptance, the energy of compassion that comes from the heart of the central sun and through the center of your heart, and generating it into this problem in order to heal and transmute the energy of the problem that you're confronted with, to the point where your hands, if the energy is strong, your hands will be in attention here, and you wouldn't be able to easily put them together. But you radiate energy into that problem until at some point the energy of the problem dissolves or dissipates or cools down, and your hands naturally come together because the energy of the problem is diminished, and transmuted, transformed into light until your hands are able to come together, and the problem is literally dissolved, disappeared, decreated, uncreated into light, right? And you are free from it. And you will see with this exercise how easily some of the problems are either disappearing from your life or finding good solutions. Very simple with this hand and heart exercise, because through the palms of your hand radiates the energy of your heart, and you can also radiate it directly from your heart into the problem. So it's easy to solve things with this simple exercise, with diminishing this energy of the problem, dissolving it into the energy of love, and eventually completely transmuting it into light until your hands are able to be coming back together. Another simple and powerful exercise that you can do when you center in your heart is to connect with other people from your heart. That's an amazing tool, again, because we live in society, we live in relationships and collaborations that need to be harmonious. And once a relationship or collaboration is disharmonious, it can disharmonize our lives or our pranic flow and so on, and we can become sad or bitter or frustrated or worse. Some people get ill because of their relationships malfunctioning. But when something is not going so well, you can, with a person or a group of people, you can radiate love from your heart, again by centering in your heart like we just mentioned. And then while you're connected to source and radiating love from your heart, you can radiate rays of love to those people that you want to harmonize your relationships with. And with this rays of love that you generate, you program for those people. While you connect to their heart, you program communication, divine self to divine self, divine self to divine self communion, divine self to divine self collaboration. So 3 things: divine self to divine self communication, divine self to divine self communion, divine self to divine self collaboration. Just streaming this intention, this programming, this call to peace, if you will, from your heart to all the people that you want to be more harmonious with, will change the dynamics of the relationships you have with those people. So you can radiate this intention all the way around you for all the people that you meet, always, or just generated to the people that you want to specifically have a beautiful collaborations with. Personally, I choose to radiate it to all, because we always need harmony and heart-to-heart connection and beautiful relationships, regardless of whether we know these people or don't know them. We still want to collaborate in a very beneficial way to everyone around us, right? So when I go to new places or a big gathering, or in the shops or big supermarkets, big malls, big airports, wherever I go, I radiate this love with this intention that every person I meet, we collaborate divine self to divine self, communicate divine self to divine self, and commune or relate divine self to each other, and that generates a specific energy that people react to as if we've had known each other since forever, as if there's a total trust between us, or as if we are there to help each other. So when we set this coding of intention that we communicate divine self to divine self, collaborate divine self to divine self, and commune divine self to divine self, everybody else who is ready for this perceives it and reacts to it positively and harmoniously, and the ones who don't want to collaborate in that way, they disappear from around us, and there's no need to collaborate with them anymore, or they disappear from our lives and so on. So it's all being dissolved by this coding, either transmuted into love or dissolved out of our lives. So you gotta be ready for it, because it's gonna happen. But personally, I choose loving, beneficial, harmonious relationships, the ones that are nourishing and supporting me. And therefore, this is the coding that I want to operate in with all the people in my life, always. So if you're ready for it, stick around. And if you're not, be free to disengage from our collaboration anytime. I'm happy here to complete these three points that we wanted to share with you about how to center in your heart, and how to follow your heart, and how to even utilize your heart energy as a harmonious energy for all those around us, and for healing situations and problems in our lives, and recalibrating the energies around us. So I think, and I hope this has been useful for all of you. And of course, if you have questions, you're more than welcome to ask them, and I'm here for 5 more minutes to answer these questions. And again, if you want to be with us for the full program, just follow the link in the description of the video on our website, soulhealingacademy.com, at the events section, to be able
the webinar of the Pranic process,
to join us either for this webinar or the full program of 8 webinars that we are sharing for 8 days. If you can't be online every day with us, it's always a possibility to be with us by watching in video from the comfort of your home. So that's also possible. Hi Elitom, hi Christian. I'm happy to see that you are here with us. There's many more joining, Alice and everybody else joining here. I'm happy to be with you and looking forward for your questions, if you have any, about how to center in your heart, how to hear the voice of your heart, and how to stay true to the voice of your heart. So feel free to ask these questions now in your comments, as we're here with you for 5 more minutes, and then we are getting ready for the meditation with the participants of this class. That's going to also be using the singing bowls and especially the of the heart chakra that we're using today. So, who's ready for a little Q&A before we complete this webinar? Who wants to ask or add anything? Feel free to now speak. And also the ones in our webinar, the ones who are with us for the meditation, get ready by hydrating yourself. Get ready by maybe using headphones or earphones to not be disturbed during this meditation. And make sure you have water and some pen and paper around you to be able to write down any messages or anything that you would be wanting to write down from the guidance that you might receive. So everyone else who is joining on Facebook and Insta, thank you for being here. One last thing, I was saying that we need to deprogram ourselves to be able to really follow our heart, because there's a lot of mind energy that can be involved in our decision making. So when we want to make a decision from our heart, we want to make sure that we are centered in our heart and not allowing our mind programming to detract us. And that's the hardest to do in relationships, I think, in personal relationships. Correct me if I'm wrong. Where there's so much programming about, maintaining your standards, following, the steps to regain your self-esteem or maintain your self-esteem, and not letting yourself be ran over by your partner or, taken advantage of, and so on. Especially for women, there's so much programming, so much conditioning on that topic, and some people are finding it really hard to follow their hearts in relationship, especially. But I'm really happy to announce you that these obstacles can be overcome with these 4 steps that we've presented in our webinar of how to follow your heart. You can really, really, really overcome your relationships difficulties, and you can, for real, stay centered in your heart and make the decisions in your relationships from your heart, from the bottom of your heart, instead of following your mind that could detract you, and the childhood trauma and the programming and all the hurts and aches that you might have that are really so burdening when it comes to healthy relationships. So if you decide to ever get rid of these trauma and get rid of the burdens that might keep you from following your heart and the programming that might detract you from following your heart, I am here for this, and I am all about heart centering and heart healing. So make sure to contact me in a private message or on the email on our website, and just start working with me in our private coaching sessions, because that's much more profound and much deeper than the online videos that you might see. And happy for you participating in these gatherings. Thank you for being here. If you want to be in the whole program and participate to the final meditation of this webinar, type yes in the comments. We include you, and you can make the payments later. Big hugs to all. Sending you much love. Thanks for being here, and see you next time, whenever that is. And remember that at the end of this month, we prepare some awesome retreats. The Romanian Sphinx activation that happens starting November 24th. And it's peaking at November 28th. So we have a retreat for that. And you can be with us either for 3 days or for 6 days for the Romanian Sphinx activation. You have the link in bio and the link in the comments at our events page on Facebook. And after that, there's Swami Bai coming to Romania for the Babaji State Retreat, which is an awesome silence retreat with the energy of Babaji, an immortal master from the Himalayas that is guiding us, uh, in the spiritual journey with the Kriya Yoga system, with breathwork systems, and with much more that will participate in this retreat. So there's also the link in bio for that and in the events section in the comments on Facebook. And I'm looking forward for you to participate in this because it's going to be an awesome activation of the sacred sites of Romania and of our energy bodies and our physical bodies as well, because they work together. They are like a key and a hole for each other. And it's a total upgrade of our system and of our world as we know it. So make sure to subscribe. There's a few places left. The space is limited because we don't make big retreats in these days. We prefer small and powerful teams. So if you feel to be part of our team, just join these retreats with us. And of course, join the Pranic process online and the video program that is gonna be sent to you at the end of these gatherings. Big hugs to all. See you soon. And